Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be previewing the Houston Texans wild card matchup against the Cleveland Browns. This is a matchup I'm very excited for the Houston Texans and can't wait to see what happens here. Win or lose, this is such a great season, and there is no disappointment in Saturday's outcome, whether it's a win or it's a loss, or, God, I don't care if it's a blowout loss. This is a great season for us. We're back in the postseason. We won a division championship. That's good enough for me. I'd love to get a win in the playoffs. As hard as it seems going up against this stacked Cleveland Browns team with the defense they have and the way Joe Flacco's played and the way Amari Cooper dominated us last time, it feels like the don't count the Texans out. That's what I'm trying to say, because as much as the Texans got destroyed last time these two teams matched up on Christmas Eve, look how shorthanded this Texans team was last time these two teams faced off against each other. I mean, C.J. Stroud, quarterback, was out. Jonathan Grenard and Will Anderson Jr. were out as well. And those are three guys that would be back this week in the game. Also, we are missing Blake Cashman, one of our best linebackers, and has led us in tackles throughout the season. We were missing him. Another big thing was that Jimmy Ward got hurt in like the first or second series defensively for us. And obviously he's not going to be back in this game, but that was a little hard for this Texans defense because they had to adjust going up against this Browns offense, and just couldn't find the right schemes going up against that Browns offense. And Amari Cooper just destroyed us after Jimmy Ward got hurt. Since then, we've picked up some new guys in the secondary. Kareem Jackson has been brought in back with the Texans, and I think this defense. And I know D'Amico Ryans is working on ways to better themselves going into this matchup, knowing what happened last time. That's what good coaches do. They're going to make adjustments, especially with how bad the Texans lost last time. Not only were you without C.J. Stroud, Blake Cashman, Will Anderson Jr., and John Grenard, and had to make, failed making adjustments after Jamie Ward got hurt. But it was also Nico Collins' first game back from injury, where it was his first game back, and look how he has looked in the last two games against the Titans and the Colts. Since he came, since that Cleveland game, he's been way better. Just had 190 receiving yards and a touchdown against the Indianapolis Colts. So with C.J. Stroud throwing the ball and us having Nico Collins back, and there's momentum for other players to be healthy for this game, I'm feeling good for the Texans. I'm not going to say we're going to win this game. I'm not going to guarantee a win. But I know this game will be way closer than the other game was against Cleveland when we lost 36-22 and we're down 36-7 at one point when all these starters were playing for both teams. But I know this will be a different outcome. Maybe the Browns still beat us, for sure. That's possible with such a great defense that they have and a good offense as well. But the Texans will be much more competitive and closer in this game than they were last time these two teams faced. Let's go to the injury report for both teams. Jerry Hughes, this is a tough one with ankle injury, is out for the wild card game. But Andrew Beck is questionable. Momentum for him to play. Will Anderson Jr. is questionable, but likely to play. Sheldon Rankings is questionable with a shoulder injury. We'll see if he plays. Malik Collins questionable with a hip injury. We'll see if he plays. Robert Woods, John Grenard, and Noah Brown are all questionable with a back, ankle, and hip injury, but all three of those players have been practicing right there. Besides that, you have all the players that have been on IR for weeks. Graylin Arnold, MJ Stewart, Eric Murray, Dylan Horton, who's out for personal reasons, Jimmy Ward, who got hurt against the Browns the last time these two teams faced safety, Tegan Quattanaro, second-year tight end out with a groin injury, Tavier Thomas with a hamstring injury, Tank Dell's been out for the season, Jarrett Patterson is out with a lower leg injury, Tatis Howard is out for the season, Son Ridgeway is out with a torn Achilles, Kendrick and Kenyon Green are both out for the season, and that is it for the Texans injury report. We're going to go over the Browns injury report real quick. Dustin Hopkins, their kicker, is out for the wild card game. So is Cedric Tillman, wide receiver, with a concussion. This one's a big one for the Browns, and especially with Nico Collins at wide receiver. Denzel Ward is questionable with a knee injury. He was limited in practice on Thursday. I think he probably plays, but that's great for the Texans and Nico Collins if Denzel Ward does not play. Great matchup for sure. There's there will be someone good on Nico Collins, but not as good as Denzel Ward. So that'd be great. That'd be a sigh of relief for Nico Collins. Grant Delpit is on IR. He's out for the season. Although he could return at some point in the playoffs if they make it farther. Then also former Houston Texan Ogbo Okoronkwo, who played for us at defensive end and linebacker last year, is questionable in this one with a pec injury. Besides that, that's really it. Thornhill is questionable in this one, and Pierre Strong Jr., running back, is questionable. Walker, linebacker, is on IR. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, rookie quarterback, is out for the season. But former Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson, as you all know, is out for the season. And so is Nick Chubb. That's really it for the Browns injury report. So what do the Texans need to do in this one to win? You got to set the tone early. More, I would say, both offensively and defensively, but I think more importantly, you have to set the tone early defensively. If you set the tone early, offensively, maybe get a couple field goals and a couple 3-and-outs, and then you can start getting the ball moving. To get off to a good start like that, your first couple of drives, first 2 drives, get a touchdown, or first 2 drives, get 2 field goals and 2 3-and-outs. To get off to a start like that, I think would be a good momentum start for this Texans team, and then worry about the rest of the game. But set the tone early. More importantly, set the tone early defensively. That is something we did not do last time. And I think another thing is, at all times, double team Amari Cooper. But you have other players on this team to worry about. I mean, you have David Njoku, tight end, who's had an outstanding season. Elijah Moore, wide receiver. You have 2 outstanding running backs that they have in Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt. So Amari Cooper's not the only one to worry about. But I would double Amari Cooper at all times with what he did to us last game. Last time these 2 teams faced off. And also, I think we're going to have to run the ball more, C.J. Stroud. Do some QB draws. I think that's something the Texans need to do more in this game with, there will be a lot of pressure to C.J. Stroud. I'm not going to compare C.J. Stroud to Case Keenum, but I rewatched the highlights to the Texans-Browns game when these 2 teams faced off, and it felt like Case Keenum had about 2 to 3 seconds to get the ball out or do something with it. Maybe Stroud gets a little bit more time because he's a better quarterback. He's more mobile. But I think the Texans need to run the ball more with Stroud. And I don't know. A part of me feels like getting into a little bit of a prediction. A part of me feels like the Texans won't be able to get their run game going, at least with Devin Singletary and Dameon Pierce on the running back end. But if they can get it going with C.J. Stroud running the ball a little bit, I mean, like he did have a couple good runs against Indianapolis last week. I think that would be really good for the Texans as well. Because Case Keenum or Davis Mills, it felt like they didn't have a lot of time in the pocket to throw the ball when these 2 teams faced off last time, especially when there's a lot of pressure coming from a great Browns defense. So I would run the ball more with C.J. Stroud if I'm the Texans and set the tone early defensively and offensively. Get off to a good start in this game and set the tone. Really, that's the big key to this game for the Texans. So my biggest keys of the game, set the tone on both ends of the ball. Key number 2, run the ball more, C.J. Stroud, and double Amari Cooper. Those are my 3 keys of the game. You need to be watching Cooper with all eyes. And your eyes cannot go off Amari Cooper. So those are my 3 keys to the game for the Houston Texans. And I'll be honest with everybody, the Texans very well could lose this game. And like I said in the beginning of this video, if they lose this game, it's not a disappointment because this team, what they've done this season, it is incredible. It's so inspiring as a fan to see what they've done this year and how they've turned things around. So win or lose Saturday, I'm a happy fan. I am happy in this team, and I'm happy for the future. I would love a win. And getting to my prediction, I'm not telling you guys I think the Texans are going to win just because I'm a Texans fan. I wouldn't lie to people like that. I've told everybody before in the past when I thought the Texans would lose. Sometimes I've been wrong, and most of the time I've been right. But I have this feeling that the Texans, with having the home field advantage in this game, will win this game. It's going to be a hard game, and you're going to have to fight with every inch of your heel to win this ball game. But I believe the Texans can do it. They have the heart, and they have the courage to get this win. But there are no mistakes. You cannot make any mistakes. No turnovers. You need to get a turnover or two on the defensive end as well. You have to be perfect in every aspect of the game. And if you can do that, and with your home field advantage, that I know it's been a couple years. It's been 4 years. This team has more hype than they did 4 years ago with Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins and J.J. Watt. That team had. I wouldn't, that team had more of a chance to go to the Super Bowl. That team had a way better chance to get to the Super Bowl than this team does. But I think this team has a lot more hype. I think these fans are more excited about this team than they were about the 2019 and 2018 Texans teams when they made it to the playoffs back-to-back years. So I think for the Texans, in getting into this game, the home crowd is going to be a big part of it. And if they can get loud on third downs, if they can, what the crowds this year have been really good just in the regular season. Imagine the playoffs and the wild card, and those wild card crowds in the past have been amazing. I can't even imagine what it will be like Saturday. The tickets are already sold out. I'm sure there'll be quite a bit of Browns fans there, but these Texans fans are going to be there supporting their team. Unfortunately, I'm not going to the game. I really wanted to go. The tickets are crazy expensive, though. But yeah, I'll be home supporting my team and getting into my prediction. I wouldn't lie to you guys. I think the Texans win this game, but you're going to have to fight it out. It's going to take every inch of you to win this game. I think the Texans win it. Not by a lot. You're not gonna win by that much, but I think the Texans win this game by 3 points. I got the Texans winning 20-17. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your predictions. Peace out. Go Texans, everybody.